Hey!
What's that on the day, right?
I'm excited about that.
What are you talking about there?
Looking
How was
after
Valentine's
people.
Day for you? I definitely want to know this.
Oh, by the way, I get some brownie points in. I was there in Italy. My missus was back home.
So see, when you say brownie points, I was thinking about that McCoy story.
So she got her cards and her chocolates. She was quite chuffed.
What chocolates?
I don't know. It was booked in one at the phone or whatever. I'd been away in the Sunday, so I had to date the phone in the Monday.
Oh, so you weren't wearing on Valentine's Day?
No,
So you were in Italy?
I spent.
That was why you get brownie points, wasn't it? That's what you wanted.
I spent.
Where was Mott?
By the way,
You in Glasgow, weren't
Mott was up cruising about in Bologna city centre.
I'm going to say Berlin like that.
And the Monday, me and Luke, we went out for a wee dawn, a wee bit of lunch. That was great. Faddy, me and my boy, just ourselves, a bit of lunch. That doesn't happen because you're always surrounded with people. And Lake, my wee granddaughter. And even in the Valentine's Day, I spent it with wee Lake in Lewis again.
Where did you get Darren for his Valentine?
No, by the way, he wasn't happy.
No, any one of you absolutely battered him.
He was raging.
Was he?
Aye, I think his teammates were giving him absolute pelters.
What?
Sorry,
It was a bad one.
Why didn't you give him
You've got a chance to apologise now.
Blow my wee
Darren,
kiss. Blow my wee kiss.
Get it right up you.
You need to explain this text that I got for you Sunday.
I know.
I said, smoked out my head tonight. The bastards let me down and down and down. I love clean boots.
That's how you need a kit, man. You know, I'm already thinking about that. Nah, do you want to know what it was? I was so looking forward to the game, and the game, it was disappointing. So it was, because for both sides, they get beat 1-0. I think, I know where I'm at that time. I'm heading up the road as the sun's going down. It was beautiful, right enough. And I stopped just to sit down and gather my thoughts. They played him centre forward, Faddy.
How did they?
False nine?
No, it's not his game. Arnautovic wasn't fit. CELTIC was injured. The wee boy Barrow should have played him up top. But it's not his position. He's better coming from deep. But he tried. He gave it his all, usual. But it's just this. And I know I took there you go.
That's amazing.
I thought I'd put that in.
We need to get that up there, didn't we?
That needs to go up somewhere.
I thought, get this. I know I'm supposed to get that signed and give to somebody.
Why did you cut a hole in your belly button?
I came across and I went, I'm going.
How come you cut a hole in your the belly button?
I know. It's a wee fat podgy just coming in, innit?
Fanny, remember your Valentine's Day, mate?
That's a good one. This is going to be good. I got a wee message for Jill when we were in Scran last week saying you boys living the life.
Right. We went out for dinner and a few drinks. It's not like us, we don't normally do it.
Just
we
you
went
and
to
the missus.
Oh, nice. What'd you get?
Brilliant. Chateaubriand. Top drawer.
That's the difference. That's the difference.
Big sharing steak.
What's Chateaubriand? Remember we used to go to Chateau X? That's what's that.
Amazing. Few drinks up the road. Brilliant.
What'd you do when you got up the road?
Did a couple of drinks in the house.
Did you leave roses and that in the bed?
No. No. I got her flowers, chocolates. Took her out for dinner.
Did she get you something?
A card and some chocolate.
And you've done all that for her? My missus got me a big massive cake. 2 other things. Tells you she's definitely fucking about it.
Aye. She's going
definitely fucking about it.
She's
Big massive cake.
Oh yeah, previous years mate, nothing this year, massive cake, fucking flowers and all. I'm like,
guilty.
You're up to something.
Guilty. Maybe just see the stress that you put yourself under and thought, go try and make him feel special here.
What?
You were training, mate.
There you go. The sacrifice.
And by the way,
Anna,
I played last half. Unreal, wasn't I?
See, and the boy were actually decent off the ball. Holy fuck.
It's like a whale trying to get back to pitch. Aye. No, you shouldn't have trained with your North Face jacket, son.
But when you cut, do you know what he does, mate? He's got a good understanding. I want all the wide players to come in at a certain time. Every time, bang.
But he's trying to hide.
No, he wasn't, mate. I was pushing at you, wasn't I? You were screaming for the ball. Done really well.
Full-backs on the overlap. Decoy.
Some of the boys are so fit though, mate. And then you put me against the boy Andy.
McCarthy. Good player, isn't he?
He was a machine, wasn't he?
He's a good player. How was your Valentine's?
Quiet. Really, I'm staying away from all that. No cares at all. We didn't get one. We've not had a care ever in the house in Valentine's for our whole lives.
What? No one cares to the dog?
Christmas.
Even when we were a kid.
You get it as a family. To the Slaney family, happy Valentine's.
I'd had that the winner.
What?
Never cared. Friends,
it's understandable, wasn't it? Bad, but understandable.
Does your ma used to send you one to you?
Aye, that's
That's all classic.
Remember at school
How's
you
your
were
man stop
gutted.
doing that now?
Actually, doesn't do
Fuming.
that anymore.
You'd be gutted at school, remember? It was like a bit of pressure on that you had to get a
You would have
Valentine's
got
card.
plenty though, because you're a right good looking boy. You're younger than the mullet, I know.
Not really. But it was always a wee bit of pressure on, wasn't it? You had
You know,
to
disco head at school, no?
disco head. That was big joke, wasn't it? Absolutely slaughtered me. Nah, I'm glad you've had a good... Glad you got your cake. There you go. He's took it a different level.
No,
Faddy.
just,
Faddy does
we
that
don't
at a
normally
different level,
do much,
Days,
to be fair, but
nah, just nice.
went out for a wee meal.
So
it was
you
nice.
having a wee, wanting a bird now?
I don't think your face could have got anywhere, Fred.
What's the script? Did you see Laura Anderson's pregnant? Your ex?
I mean, that boy favourites him.
Gary Lucy.
He's not got anything about him. And you know,
She
he's
seems to like that type,
He's
doesn't she?
washed up, mate. He's washed up.
She seems to go for a certain type, doesn't she?
No. Yeah, I'm well better than him. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Aye, I know who you're
He's on
talking about.
Hollyoaks, wasn't he?
But he was in S Club 7.
No, he was not.
He was.
Gary Lucy was not an S Club 7.
I'm telling you, he was.
He was.
Was he? No.
Was he fucked?
Who's S Club 7? What is that?
The band. Anyway, let him know the song.
Was it no Footballers' Wives, you know, and that?
Footballers'
Back
Wives,
in
he
the
was
day.
it. It's easy to get them two mixed up.
Aye.
S Club 7 and Footballers' Wives.
But he's not.
What parts did he sing in S Club 7?
No, he's never been in S Club 7, hasn't he? No. Bad day.
Bad day for you, bad
No,
start.
no, I mean, bad day.
Oh,
Bad day.
right.
That's a bit of crack
What
stuff.
about Nicola Sturgeon resigning? Derek Ferguson, First Minister.
No comment.
Nah,
I don't even go there, man.
It's no politics.
I'm more interested in the welcome you got coming in here. And by the way, I'm shit scared coming in here.
Oh, this is where you
I was on edge this morning. Even thought I was going to get took hostage. Parked at my usual bat and walking down. This cord just pulled up. Get huckled in. The producers.
Was it?
And then
Are
coming
you doing it
down.
to Barras? You fucking back down the other day?
Oh, did you, mate? Is that traumatising, I think, what got done to you here?
Aye, I'm all pal Mark, aye, man.
Yeah, I sat
That
down and
was-
they went, watch yourself.
I know. I'm watching. I'm just looking at them as I'm walking through the door. I'm going, something's going to happen here. They're at it.
That was
Gonna
good.
do
Did
something.
you watch that video?
It was brilliant.
We're due to get somebody, though, aren't
It
we?
was
Aye,
brilliant.
it's definitely not me.
No. I don't you take that
I'd
well,
buckle,
though.
I'd just pay for it.
Would you have paid for
I'd
it?
buckle, I'd just
Would
go,
you?
I need
No,
bother.
that's what my kid was going like. I was talking to the boy and he went, I'm not paying for it. And I was like, and
When he kept calling you Barry, man.
I know, that was class. But do you know something?
You were
See,
raging, weren't you? But
no, do you want to know? I find it quite funny because my ma does that. She calls me Barry Dent now. Look, but I date with my boys. If I'm going to speak to Lewis, I'll use Darren and Ross before I get to him. No, it was funny one yesterday. I was in the co-op where I stay, and in front of me, in front of me was this guy standing, and he's got the wee bonnet on and all that, and he looked like a football player, right? He did dead smart jacket, he did gear on, I'm looking at him, and I was looking at his gutties, I'm going, toppers by the way, he's quite smart, I'm going like that. Anyway, he thinks he's a football player, he's trying to live the life and all that. And he kind of just, the guy going like that, I know who it was. It was Barry. And he didn't seem, so she turned that way and I went like that.
I knew you were going to say
I
that.
saw the wee ginger and I went like that. Fucking hell, Barry. So went up the other side of him and I went, oh, you and shit. So he did that.
You better get an apology on for saying he's got a ginger beard. He doesn't like that. Aye, he doesn't like that.
Barry, aye, there's a bit of ginger in the family.
Have you got ginger hair? Didn't there?
Aye, there's a bit. Oh, aye, there's a bit of ginger. Aye,
Wow.
ginger. But I call it ginger grey, a wee bit of everything tan. But there's definitely a ginger in there.
That's
And they
right.
always say,
It's a strong denial
Isn't it?
for him as well.
does he
Aye,
deny that?
strong denial.
He's got a ginger.
Is he, huh?
It's like,
I love to get you and Barry on.
Did that hinder you as a kid, ginger pubes?
He's a kid thinking.
That's a bad one, that. Ain't it?
See, when you came through, did you always know they were going to be ginger?
Always had to shave them.
Did you?
Because I was aware of it. I remember a fat boy went into the dressing room, he had big ginger pubes and he got caned for it. And I went, oh, you bastard. Straight up the road and then shaved him right off. Clean shaven. It's a bad one, that football on it.
This, mate.
My dad's got the worst ginger pubes I've seen.
You saw your dad's ginger.
No, it was we said that story, but he used to take me and George into the bath. And me and George, what the fuck is that on his willy? People, because at that age we were kids, so we didn't know what that was. And we just seen a ginger bush out his dick.
Oh,
Gives you my head in.
pubes are right, surely that. You can talk about pubes, can't you?
Mate, my dad for the first time, and I can't believe this, I don't know if I've said that, he's got internet now so he can see open goal.
Oh, is it?
He's never
Oh,
had it, so that's why I've...
What, did he just get Wi-Fi in?
No, he's actually no got Wi-Fi in the house. It's I think he got a new phone and it gives him certain internet data so he can go on and go, he said.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
So he's going to be able to see everything now.
What a start, eh?
Aye. This will be his first and
Big
last.
ginger pubes, man, at the pub.
Right, go on the sport.
Hey, go on the sport. Fanny, you love this offer. It's double the odds.
He keeps texting me saying, what's that offer for Grosvenor again?
Double the odds for doing something with your first £10 bet. Sign up at gsport.com/open goal. Massive game this weekend. Obviously, Rangers Livy, but a lot of people are saying to me they know, Livy have been knocked out the cup. We're Inverness. They know what to play Rangers. I think this is dangerous for Rangers this game because Martin will make sure they're right at it.
Did you watch his interview once?
I watched it with Lewis.
No.
Did you see it? It was brilliant.
Wasn't it?
Aye. Great insight to the game, wasn't he? He was telling you stuff he didn't need. He didn't need to go there. And that's what made it such a good watch. Aye, we just sat and watched it in the afternoon.
Is that what you do or not? Sit and watch open goal stuff?
Aye.
Some boys, man.
Aye. He loves it.
What did you learn off him?
How to prepare, mate.
Aye.
How to prepare properly for
Thorough,
a game
innit?
of football, mate.
Everything's ticked there and everything's done.
There's no a fluke why he does so well,
They'll
mate.
go on the Monday, they'll analyse the game and all that, and then they plan right away, don't they, for the next game. It's all set out other sessions. Aye, it just takes it another wee level. I thought it was
I
really
sneaked
good.
into his office. I don't know if I can say this. I sneaked into his office and he had
A dildo.
That was underneath the booklets. He had booklets and booklets. They just played Celtic and then booklets and booklets where Celtic, like, mate, pages and pages, and I was flicking through them all. But it's amazing that.
And I like to think he takes away the attacking players and the defence. Look, sit there, everything he's saying. But I thought it was a great interview. I really did. I thought it was.
Anything else, no?
His question still stands. Is it going to be a tough game for Rangers? Of course,
I think it will be. I think there'll be a reaction. He'll be fuming when you look at the teams that are in the next round as well. The fact they were at home, favourites to win, obviously. For them to lose 3-0 to Inverness, I think there'll be a reaction. It'll make it. It's always difficult for teams going to Livy anyway. Apart from Inverness, they found it not too bad, but it's going to be tough, and they'll get a reaction.
Will the surface suit how Michael Beale plays?
You think so?
I don't like Castro.
But is it more suited to a team that wants to play?
Depends as well, because if it's going to be a drizzly rain, there's that wee skid in the park. Sometimes, we always thought about it was the Rangers of Celtic come that they don't water the park because they want it to be a wee bit slower, stickier and all that. So I'm a wee bit faddy there. I don't think most players want to be playing in AstroTurf, but it's there. You just got to deal with it. It's another thing. It's like going out on a night when it's maybe you go to a game, it's in a heavy park, you've got to adapt. That's why you're a professional. You've got to adapt to all that. But they will find it difficult because I didn't see that one coming in a million years. And what a missed opportunity. That'll be eaten. I think for me that'll be eaten away at them. They'll be thinking, we could have been into that next round and all that. So they'll be up for it big time.
And financially and all, innit? For Livingston.
Yeah, definitely.
He never took VAR because of that. He spoke about, he says, I don't want to take money out of my wee pot that I've got that I want to obviously invest in the playing side of it and all that. So there's another opportunity he's missed out, and so that'll be cracking them up. Not just Martindale, they players, because it's again, here you go, better bonuses. I don't think the guys earn the most. Well, obviously they don't. So there's a wee missed opportunity as well. Finances as well.
I think you need to look at Inverness though. Going there and winning 3-0. The goals, wee dodgy, brilliant. And Inverness have had some of the worst injuries.
Yeah. He's getting them back now.
So getting them back, it's going to play Livy. I would say nobody gave them any chance of winning. So for them to win 3-0, brilliant. Well done to wee dodgy and Inverness.
Aye.
Who would you see Morelos starting Kent not back in for Rangers?
Aye, I think so.
Because he started, I didn't like his team. He started Bill's team on Sunday. I didn't like that. Was it Andy was talking about the 3-10s they played? Aye, but they obviously did have enough in the end, but he's thought he can make a few changes and freshen it up a wee bit. But I would expect.
Squad, innit?
Aye.
I think he said that yesterday. Squad's far too big.
Aye.
Is that what he said?
Aye. I think when you've got games like that at home, they should be winning, so they can afford to make some changes, give boys minutes, and you know, try and get them to compete to get in the team. But I think Morelos will come back.
Can I just ask you, what did you make of the goal? The man,
letting them score. It's a tough one. Aye, it's a tough one because it is the right thing to do.
Getting a bit of abuse, getting a bit of stick, isn't he? Beale for the Rangers fans.
Oh, is it?
For allowing them to score.
A lot of people say they shouldn't have done it.
Aye, I think it's. I get it, because if it stays 2-1, you don't want to win a game like that. You don't want to win a game like that. So I think that, you know, fair play to him for doing it, and you will get stick. You can't win in that situation, because if you don't do it, people are going to say, well, fair play and sportsmanship. And then you do it, and he's getting.
Nice to see the respect between and what's happened to Ian McCall.
Strange, wasn't it?
Very, I couldn't believe that. I mean, I found out later on Sunday night. But just when the goal, the shake of the hand, the wee bit of respect. But you had to chuckle at him, McGregor, getting the wee tip. I love wee
He would have been desperate for him not to score. Giggsy hates it, honestly. Seeing training, no, when the goalies are maybe no right in the goal and you roll one slow and say, hey, never let it go in. Can he put the ball in the net?
I love
that. At any point.
That's incredible.
He hates it. The whole way up, he'd have been thinking, I'm not letting him score.
Oh, wee tip.
I'm not letting him score. Definitely. He'd have thought, I'm not letting him score. And then he's obviously last minute, he'd have been fuming.
So if you're Beale, if you were Beale, would you have no?
I don't know until you're in that situation. I know that people look at it, I don't think it's happened up here before, but Bielsa done it with Leeds. Massive, I think it was against Aston Villa. Massive controversy over one of the goals, and he's like, let them score.
Well, remember the one, even you're talking about that type of situation. Remember the one, Di Canio? Just catches it, and you're thinking,
you'd be raging if a player done that, wouldn't
you? And that's what I said, as a manager, he'd have been raging if I'd done that.
Just, there you go, so it's divided, innit?
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to that.
Why do you think Ian McCall has been sacked?
I think that was right. I think their league form's not been great over the last few while.
To get beat with Hamilton, 1-0, but they battered Hamilton. Hamilton hit them on the break. Any time I've watched them this season, I think they're decent. I think they're a good watch. That's how I think last week, I'm sure I must have said, don't take teams like Partick Thistle lightly. They'll get a bit of experience, Bannon, Docherty, Midley Park.
I still think it's a disgrace. I really do.
I think he's been sacked.
Because he's a brilliant manager. He can build good teams, and through a wee bad spell. I don't know if there's other things going on behind the scenes as to why it's happened. And I know, earlier in the season, not that long ago, you would look and say, well, they've got a chance of winning the league, and they have fell away a wee bit. But I just think
you only brought them up 2 years ago, didn't you?
I just think he's a good manager. So that, for me, there must be something behind the scenes.
That was about a month ago, 6 weeks ago. Everything's changed behind the scenes, and whether they want their own man in. But to find another manager that can manage in that division and get you into Premier, he was a man. So why do you let him go?
You've got an ex-Thistle legend here. Who do you want to see in at your club?
Oh, that's a great question. I said that earlier, Chip Chandler, I think his times, they've got to give it.
Let's check up to this.
He'd be up there with your dad in terms of pure.
By the way, did you not know that? Slaney, about Chip's playing in that game down in Liverpool.
Is he? No, he's not played the game for Celtic. He didn't even play it for Celtic.
Chick used to play in the sixties.
No, he's never been signed for Celtic.
That's what I'm saying. He's another one that's like.
Must be a laugh at game, eh?
So I'm sure Chick's playing.
That's incredible.
Hey, Mark is playing or not?
Oh wow! How's a ginger pubes playing? Mark is the same.
How have I not been invited then?
Oh, come on, Mark is a legend for Celtic.
No, I mean, I'm just talking about pubes.
I can see there's going to be a massive announcement, and it's going to be you.
It's not.
Can I see it?
I wouldn't take. I said that. I'm getting battered. That's exactly what it is. I'm getting battered now, so you're embarrassed and trying to get an invite to that, but you're not welcome. So I don't want. And I said the other day, if Celtic, if I'd been asked for the start, 100%, I'd have said no, because Celtic means too much to me just to go down there, and I've not played enough for them to go and play a game like that. So.
You're only raging because he's been asked, didn't you? That's the reason you like play.
Absolutely. I actually want Liverpool to win, I'm not joking. But how funny is how football works. Last night Malone won. Mental they won it. I don't know what's funny.
Just before we go to Leicester and Rangers, will Rangers play the exact same way on this pitch?
I
think you'll change it, like go a wee bit more direct, cool action.
No, I think they'll. I know what you're saying about the pitch. They'll feel they can play how they want to play on it. It's Livingston. I think it's interesting to see what Livingston do to stop them, because they need a reaction. So, is he going to get a reaction by sitting back and being defensive, or is he going to get one by going on the front foot and putting them under pressure? I think they've got players to go and do that. So I think that'll be interesting. But I don't see Beale changing and going more direct, maybe at times, but Morelos can do that as well. Morelos is, if he's close to being fit, then he can
pick up their form a wee bit before the final as well. They need to just get back to that Hearts game, it's about levels, and since that Hearts game they've come off it, they need to get back to that if you've any chance of winning the cup. So you need to start finding a wee bit of form. But they'll play the way they like, man.
But is it going to be like that, Derek? Because he does need to try other players in terms of deciding who's going to stay in the summer. So if you're now till then, he can't. I think if he was going to be starting 11 every week, you could expect that. But when you're chopping and changing, that's going to happen now.
I think he'll have a fair idea who's just going out the door and all that. I think he was getting too much away when he was getting first interviewed. I think he was just kind of took a wee back seat of that. But he'll know what's happening in his mind, with his coaching staff. The turnover of players and who he wants to bring to the club. But they need to pick up a wee bit. The last two games have been a wee bit disappointing.
Right. That was some tickets you got as well. Some price you got the tickets for us, wasn't it? For the final. Fuck me. Fuck me. 320 quid offered us one. Fuck me, man. Faddy, Motherwell. Did you see that coming with Hammy?
I think when you're not winning games, there's always a risk that you're not going to last much longer. I think the last three performances have been below what they were before that. I think generally you would say Motherwell have been playing well, creating chances, maybe not taking them, and losing goals a bit too easily. The last three games has not been great. I was at Wraith at the weekend, and it wasn't a great performance. Wraith deserved to win the game, and they're a good side, Wraith. But I just thought Motherwell, if they were at it, should have enough to win the game.
Intensity,
They had, I would say, they had a bit, maybe 20, 25 minutes after half time, where there was a reaction, made a few changes, there was a reaction, and players were, the bare minimum, they were working hard, but they were showing a reaction to try and get back in the game. They managed to get a goal back, and then they lose a poor third goal as well. So, I'm gutted for him, because he is a legend at the club. He's my good mate, and I would really wanted it to work for him. But if you don't get results, then you run that risk. It's just a shame that he's had such a long association with the club, being coach, academy director, off the back of an unbelievable playing career for the club, and then obviously to end the way it has, it's a shame. You never want to see any manager lose your job, but when you're close to them, it's tough. But they managed to bounce back last night and get a result.
Weird. I don't get that, because how can they go and win last night? It's not. I would never think a player for playing under Hammy would ever sort of down tools, or is it just a sort of confidence thing? Or
it's hard to explain. You've been in dressing rooms where things just don't go for you. You're playing and it's not working. Whether you're trying too hard. Maybe there are players there that were getting chances that didn't like him. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs, but it shouldn't surprise you now that when a manager goes, players respond to it, and you see a different level of attitude and application. And Stuart Kettlewell, full credit to him, he's went in and done a job with 2 days preparation to get a result against a really good team in St Mirren, a hard working team. But what they done was they went 3-5-2 the match at Mirren. I think the message was, if you outwork them and match their work rate, you've got a chance of winning the game. If you don't turn up and don't work hard, they'll overrun you and you'll lose. So it was a good response, but
it's a big call for Faddy, because I think they've played 3 at the back this season, haven't they?
I think they tried it against Aberdeen.
How's that when O'Donnell came in?
But they had O'Donnell, McGinn as the centre backs, and probably didn't have the personnel. They've brought in Butcher, who played there. I think he was brought in as a midfielder, but there's not a lot of options at centre back. Boydan Casey done really well against Curtis Main. Big, strong, physical defender. Defend first, and that's what I liked about him. But
I thought
It doesn't surprise me with players these days.
see, because the Wraith last week had the extra time going to penalties, I expected on Saturday Motherwell to jump
Aye.
on them right for the off,
Yeah.
you know, and just make it so hard for them because they'll be going like that in their mind because they know we've had the extra time and that. But it didn't happen, Mark.
They scored an early goal, didn't they, with a penalty, and they get the momentum, and you could see Motherwell.
It's just,
But
I mean, I
the
was
decisions
listening in.
leading up to the penalty as well, the defending.
I mean,
was
like, I would think like you and I couldn't see a shock.
no.
And the only one I thought there might be a wee bit of trouble would be there, but then that comes down to the players being at it right from off and just jump on them. They did it there.
Do you, when you say it doesn't surprise you with players, what did you mean?
Well, we've seen it, haven't we, this season with Aberdeen. Players that, whether it's confidence, I think when teams are losing and then there looks to be a lack of effort and or intensity, straight away the first question is he lost the dressing room? And I always say, as a player, you need to look at yourself. The manager's the leader, of course he is, and it can inspire you. But you need to be looking at yourself and what you're bringing to a team. And are you, as basic as it sounds, are you a good teammate? And that means, do you know your role? Do you know how to play your position? Have you got intensity in your play? Have you got a pride in your work and no waiting for somebody else? Now, when you're lacking confidence and not getting results, players can go into their shell a wee bit, and it's not that they're hiding, and it's not that they're meaning not to try, but the manager always carries a can. But the players have shown last night that they've got it in them. It's not a lack of fitness, because they go and play against a strong physical side, and they deserve to win the game last night. It was a good performance. 2 very good goals they scored, and their defending was excellent. Midfield were at it, and it's been a big problem for them. The midfield, the balance of midfield
Spittle
has been poor. Spittle was brilliant. Dean Cornelius came in, he was brilliant. So it's, you see it all the time in play. When people look for the outside, they say, he's lost the dressing room. But that's your job. Have a pride in what you do.
Stuart give him a wee bit more licence to roam, to support Stuart?
I think they just, I think the message is, St Mirren work hard, they've got legs all over the pitch, and they get the ball forward and they make you defend, they pick up second balls. Sahara has been excellent for them, Bacchus. So you know you have to at the bare minimum, forget about instructions, forget about your tactics, match your man in front of you. They're going to run up and down all day long. Can you match them? Can you run off them? A wee bit back to the way football used to be. Simple. Keep it simple. Beat the guy in front of you. Take him that way and make sure you match him that way.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and it's old-fashioned saying. We were always told or taught, win the battle first, go up against whoever you're going up against and make sure you win
But the 2 wing-backs were excellent and all.
See on the players as well sometimes. And it's easy to just say, well, we know that the manager's carrying the can. Sometimes you need 2 or 3 or 1 or 2 in that dressing room. Shut the door, lock it, don't let the manager in. Don't let have it out in the dressing room and get after a future. Fall out with each other as well. Sometimes you need to do that.
And they don't look like they've got many of the types of Motherwell, do they?
But that's what you need as well.
Yeah.
You need to fall out. But as long as you don't hold on to a grudge and take it onto the park, but fall out, say what you need to say. We were different in our day, and it can't happen in the modern day because they're all athletes. How we sorted it out, I'm talking about my time at Rangers, we would go and have a wee night out or a day out, and after a few pints, then it get physical sometimes. And that, but then it was amazing how that was just get it all out, get it out the way. If something's up in you, tell them, get it out, and then that's it, move on. And 9 times out of 10 it used to work. I don't know if they'll do that with the modern day player, because
they can still have days out
a different way. They need to
no go and get smashed. And
you get fans now saying to why they're out when they're getting beaten. But
the other side of that, Van Veen come in for a wee bit of criticism, saying, he's not been trying. He scored Hammy's last 2 games as manager. He showed, good reaction on Saturday. So, I mean...
Who did he play up last night?
Albika. They were a handful. The 2 of them played. It was a really good performance, team performance, defended really well, and they matched them up and they outworked them. They were better than them.
Stuart Kettlewell, maybe, because everybody's got their own ideas, and he's maybe watching the games and he's went, I'm going to go with that formation, I think that would work. And obviously...
You think he'll get to the end of the season?
Aye.
He's a good lad, Tim, but do you know
Aye.
you Stuart? Aye, I've
He's
only
a
met him
good guy,
once.
aye. Stuart, isn't he,
Lovely guy, by the way.
He's another one that's came in and pushed you.
Aye, exactly.
Didn't he like that on Saturday? Dale, didn't he like that on Saturday?
That's why he's wanting to get a job so he can get his job back.
I've done alright, I've had a good wee
I don't
stint.
like it,
But
mate,
he's a good, nice
Aye, he's
lad, good lad, isn't
No,
he?
no,
And he
definitely.
know, obviously, he's had his wee stint up at Ross County. He's got a wee bit of experience now. Last night, he's got a reaction. I could see him getting a reaction for the players in the dressing room.
But Hammy got a reaction at first for
I
these
know,
players,
I
so
know.
is there a danger
And
that
I've
they could
watched
go back
Motherwell
into
play
that?
some good stuff. I've said to you all season,
Aye.
I enjoyed watching Motherwell. They just needed to get points on board. You
It
know,
was
and
just chipping away, wasn't it?
Aye, that's what it
you're playing
felt.
well, you're losing, you're drawing the game.
Aye.
I think the big one was I think two months ago or something. They played Kilmarnock. They were 2-0 up. Kilmarnock went down to 10 men, and they come back and get it 2 each. Massive result. And the way they were losing goals, just poor. Is that confidence? Maybe it's just chipping away every week, saying, well, we've missed another chance. You start to expect that you're going to concede a chance, but they seem to have fixed it last night, and that is the interesting part. Managers generally get a reaction. When a manager's left, somebody steps in, they get a reaction. It's about next to play Hearts, then I think the next games after that is Kilmarnock and Ross County away. So that's a huge test for their character coming up.
I listened to Carragher. Carragher said not once in his career did he ever sort of play for a manager, not in a bad way that way. He said he always went out and played for himself and for the club. Would you be the same, or was there,
you did.
was there certainly like,
But
I can't
there's
handle
always-
this manager anymore? Or
But you'll know yourself, Slaney, that you played under certain managers. But there's always somebody that you just you like them. You really like them.
and you
And
push
you
it.
would, you
You
feel,
get effort for them.
no, this is the wrong saying, I'm going to say, you would die for them.
No,
Well, you'd run through a brick wall for them. You just are somebody that, if you just
If you ran
like
through a
them,
brick wall, you probably would die, so you were right.
Neil Warnock, innit? Neil Warnock, that one. He died to get 3 points.
but there must be something in that if you really like somebody.
I
you
think
know.
it helps, but it doesn't have to be the
doesn't
case.
have to be,
You can play for managers you don't like
But it's fine
and
lines.
still play, and
Innit?
that's what I say about it's your responsibility as
Fine
a player.
lines.
A manager can inspire you, and you can feel more relaxed if it's a guy you like and he knows how to get the best out of you. You feel ready because the manager's got that respect for you, and you've got that respect back. You can have a manager you don't like, but he's a good manager, he's a good coach. You know your instruction, so you're not thinking about anything else when you go on the pitch. So you're ready for it. But you need to. It needs to be about you.
I've used it, no naming any names,
ran
but
through
you
a
played with
glass-
players
I've
that
ran
you
through a
thought
glass door.
Oh.
he's not trying.
Ran through a glass door, not a brick wall.
You've played with players that I've played with players that you look and go, aye, you can do
He's
more.
fucked it off,
You can do more. And you would say to them, what's wrong with you? Whatever, say whatever. Say, well, it's not good enough. You would have it out with them. We had a player at Birmingham trained with his hands in his pockets.
No way.
I've heard that. You've told me.
Joggy bottoms, hands in his pockets, players straight away like that. Nah, you can't play for us. Smashing them in training and everything. I'll no name him.
Hands in the pockets.
Frightening. Some player I know.
What is he?
Some player. Just
It's just a...
Top
Dougherty.
player.
Dougherty.
Top player.
aye.
It's Dougherty.
But we not Dougherty. Come on, I'm not that old.
Liam Ridgewell.
No, he Reggie didn't train.
No,
He's
he's
hands in his
opposite that
pockets. But
He
we had a dressing room.
Pockets, though, wouldn't he? He'd rather he put his feet in his pockets than would you?
We had a dressing room that didn't accept it. You don't like we had a strong dressing room where if you come in and you didn't fit into working hard, and we had good players, with brilliant players. First of all, work hard, and it's all about the team. And if you had players that come in, generally you test them. Are you up for it? Are you going to be good enough to come and
The
fight
fact
with us?
that you can sometimes suss out boys when they come in. Sometimes they've come in and they're buzzing. One day they're not quite at it. You don't know what's happening back home. An argument the missus
Aye.
is the way you know well and all that. So you talk to them.
Yeah.
You find out, and then you make sure they feel good about themselves before they take to the park. Because if they feel good about themselves, if they're at it, what they're doing for me, they're going to get me up the league. They're winning me a wee win bonus. So it's don't just put it on the manager.
It's like the players I know.
They've got to take ownership of that dressing room. And because when I go out in the park, I want to be part of a winning side. If somebody's not at it,
You don't need to like your teammates either. You don't need to go on with them. You can look at something and go, no, sitting at you're sitting at lunch or that, and you go, hope he doesn't sit
Sit next
beside
to us,
me. But you want them in your team because
They
they're
don't
good
win any
teammates.
games of football.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever, because a manager maybe not tried as hard as you could? Have you been totally honest?
No, but I was actually thinking this there. See Celtic reserves now. The Celtic reserves, you're one away from the first team. I remember a lot of players, younger players, come up to train with reserves. There's no ball in their arse. It was almost if they thought it was cool
Not a try.
to sort of
Aye,
throw arms about,
sure
no sprint.
aye.
That's mad, isn't it? When you think of that.
It was the total opposite when we get the opportunity to
Maybe
train
not.
with the first team.
Or the reserves, but you're one away. You think I'm going to give everything.
Aye, that's the way it should be, and that's when it lifted training as well.
Is that with
'Cause
younger players? So?
When I became a first team player, I loved when there was 2 or 3 of the younger boys coming
up.
because everything went up. Aye, because they want to do you. They want
But
to
does
beat
that
you.
not ultimately come down to the manager that creates that environment?
Aye,
That's allowed?
No, but it's
fine
was
lines
strange,
out
you know,
on that, innit?
even reserve games and there was these players, or by the way, even in the first team as well. Even in the first team as well, there was players, and I'm like,
What, the first team players would come down to the reserves?
no, the opposite. First reserve young players going up to the first team.
What, and they would just not...
I find that. mate.
Down in tools, aye. As
No
if things
way.
and showing this bad attitude. I don't know, and I would never put Ronaldo's. I mean, he's incredible, right? But don't know see if they see him sort of drop the shoulders. No, I don't know if they think it's cool to do that.
It could be a bit
I
of
think it's something in there that they think this is the way to do it.
that.
Do you know what I mean? I had the black boots on, socks right there, never there, and fucking kept going. Do you know what I mean?
But like, you look at Ronaldo last season, you'd look at him and say he down tools because of a manager now.
He's in a different level, I think, and
Aye.
that's not the right thing.
I think that was more off the park.
Things like
I
that.
think that when he played, there was a frustration, but he still was desperate to go and score goals and be the main man. I think there was things that he done walking up the touchline instead of going on. Obviously his interview, I think that off the park was maybe more than on it. I think if he was playing, if the manager says, right, you're in the team every week, then he'd have still had a great
Did you
attitude.
down tools, Si?
No, I wasn't that type of Tom.
Oh, you know?
You're not brought up that way.
I would, if I done that, like if I wasn't playing a team, my head would go lifestyle wise, which
But no
was,
going
wasn't
training,
great.
just
But
fuck about.
I wouldn't have been the condition to give my best. Do you know what I mean? So
Aye,
I wouldn't have
just-
I wouldn't have gone on the pitch and not try my best. But if I wasn't playing, I would eat shite, go out all the
Away from it.
time.
Feel sorry for
So
yourself.
yeah, 100%.
See, I
And then
didn't like,
obviously that would affect my performance. Not the fact that I
Rather
wasn't trying
just
for the
chuck it,
manager.
nobody like, surely you don't like no playing.
No,
So
I hate that.
I always hated, see when they named the team, I wasn't in it. I'd go on a wee sulk. But then once you come to the game, you're like, right, I'll go and warm up when I'm ready. I want to come on and I want to show them why I should be
That's
playing.
tough for you win the game.
Right, quickly, who else? Motherwell, should they be looking at somebody else for this manager's job, or should they give it to Kettlewell at the end of the season?
I think it shows that there's no rush.
No,
I always think if a manager goes, they should have a plan. They should have somebody lined up to come in. But, you know, getting the win last night shows that there isn't maybe a great rush. I do think that it was a view to getting that game out of the way and appointing somebody before the Hearts game. But I don't know if they'll maybe look at it and say, look, we need to take our time because they need to get it right. They've spent a lot of money on players in terms of wages and contracts. Graham Alexander obviously got a new contract in last January. Then they got rid of him in the summer. They've put Hammy in, so there'll still be costs involved in that. So I think this next one, it has to be done. I'm not saying the last one wasn't, but they can take their time and make sure they get it right.
I'd leave Stuart and Charles. He's been there, done it. Obviously, with the experience he's got behind him at Ross County.
But did he not get sacked for Ross County bottom of the league?
Aye, with him and Fergie. That was never going to work. I thought that was always strange. A dual management team. Didn't think that was ever. I think either one or the other. But just and as I say, I only spoke to him briefly, and sometimes you get a feeling for somebody. I think I could see him in his dressing room, the way he would come across to the players. As I say, he's got that experience. He's maybe changed it up a wee bit because I looked at the formation this morning, Faddy, and maybe he's seen something. He's went 2 up top with Louis Spittle, whatever, and changed it to the back. Why not give him an opportunity? There is, that's what he's saying, there is no rush.
Aye.
There's an experienced guy there in charge, so give him a wee.
I would try getting it to Lenny if you. I don't know if he would take it, but I
No.
would go out there and.
He'll not get it.
I would go
He'll not come
What, he
back.
wouldn't get it or he wouldn't
No,
take
he'll
it?
not come back. He'll not come back for Cyprus.
But is he know his job there?
Aye, but
He's not coming back for
he'll not come back. You know.
I would go for everything.
This is too good of it.
But see on Kettlewell, I've heard them speak about since he's been out the job, he's looked at certain things, and they say that you're not a manager until you're sacked. It's a making of you. So he would have done a lot of reflection on what went well at Ross County, trying to learn, off of people about what he could do better. He always speaks well in the media, but he's shown that he can organise a team. And listen, it sounds easy. Let's just match up. If it doesn't work, then you go, why are you just going matching up?
You're buying on the money, because he's obviously he's got the sack, but he's not just left it. He's looked. I get that. That's what I kind of feel when I go speaking to him. He's still watching loads of games, and he is good with the media. Of course he is. I think he'll just come across well.
What was he doing the kids at Motherwell?
18s. Aye. So he's got that as well. He was at the game for
background.
a year and a half, whatever. Managed to come back in, and I don't know if he's made a play to be the manager or not, but he stepped in at a really difficult time with 2 days preparation. Just as well he does have that experience to being a manager, to go and get that done, because that could have went a totally different way.
Yeah.
I'm just lastly here, I've never seen a situation like this. Alan Burrows, he's still at 2 clubs. He's working with 2 clubs.
No, he's not working with 2 clubs. But he's agreed to join Aberdeen, but he's working these till the end of the month.
But I've been told, I've good sources that Cormac saying that he's going to have a say in their next manager.
He will have.
But if he's talking to him now, and he's also helped Motherwell,
So is he trying to find Motherwell's next manager?
I don't know.
But that to me is crossing the rules a wee bit.
What's he got? Aberdeen trousers on with his suit, and then the Motherwell top.
What rules is it?
Motherwell jacket, Aberdeen trousers.
What rules is it he's crossing?
I don't think you can have a say in both clubs. I think that's against, what's the word? This is where my English fails me a wee bit.
Go for it.
Conflict interest.
Conflict interest is a great, that's what I was looking for.
That's exactly what he's got to say. He's got to say that.
I don't know how that works. I don't know.
I think Aberdeen have put Barry Robson an interim charge. I think that's
And he's another
end
one.
of season.
Yeah, sure.
Aye. I think that's because he's brought in his own coach. We spoke about this. He's brought in his own coach, which tells me it's no short term. It's going to be at least the end of the season. Alan Burrows goes in at the end of February to Aberdeen, and I think that process will start. But it's an unusual situation. He's still in a job at Motherwell, so he has to do what's right for Motherwell at this point in time.
Keep the suit at Aberdeen.
Told you he's wearing Aberdeen trousers and a Motherwell suit jacket, isn't he?
Faddy, are you going to be the man to take care of Motherwell?
That's the shit.
You need to do it, Faddy.
Burrows' his job.
No.
Get us on with you.
He's desperate for you to get as well, because he's another slot in the radio.
He's in everything constant. He's in everything. Turn on the radio, the telly, it's Faddy, isn't it?
No, I'm not. No, aye. Media man now.
Why would you not do a job like that?
What?
Motherwell chief exec. Clever guy.
Nah.
And means everything to you.
I know I could do it. I could do it. Of course I could, but I'm not doing it.
You're enjoying life, aren't you? There you go. Life's a ball, aye, at the minute. You can go and maybe watch your boys, whatever and all that.
So imagine your boys looking at their dad as the Motherwell chief exec.
With Burrow's suit on.
I fit me then. He's lost a bit and I've put on a bit.
That's a good fit.
You need to bring it in here to get it taken out a wee bit.
It's not something you'd be interested in at all, no?
No, look.
What about when you're a wee bit older?
Never say never.
Yeah, aye. I think the timing of gone back, the new would be obviously Stevie Hamill's just left. He was a player at the club, well thought of, been part of the club for, when did he go in there? 24 years or so.
Could he be the chief exec?
So, no, I just mean that kind of
appointment. Did it at Ross County, didn't he? He went for the manager and the chief exec.
That's right. There's another great lad.
He moved while he was in a job. I don't know if he would say, right, listen, we don't want you to be manager, see you later, then bring him back.
I think Fergie was always getting groomed for that job up there. Right. Is that the right word? Groomed.
So where would Motherwell look for a new... Where would Motherwell look for a new chief exec? Where do you look? Because obviously Celtic went with that rugby guy and that was a disaster.
Get you Tam Cowan.
Where do you go and take somebody off another club like
maybe
Aberdeen have done?
Like Keith Ashley maybe, it's at Mirren.
Wow.
There's
if you're Keith, you get because he's same as Hammy. He loves the club as well and been there. So.
And he's had that wee bit of experience. He's doing his masters in director of football.
You jump
no, it's not 5 minutes. Is
it not?
No, he had the worst commute ever for 20 years, lads.
Did he?
Erskine.
Oh, is he Erskine?
No, well, no, sorry. He's Langbank. I don't want to offend him. He was brought up in Erskine, but he's Langbank, so he had a fair commute.
Is that how you would go for that if you were?
You would jump back at the chance. There you go. I think he'll jump back at the chance.
But would he though, because he's done such a good job at St Mirren?
Barry Robson, tough game. Go to
Absence
Celtic Park,
makes the
innit?
heart grow fonder, doesn't
What
it?
have we got have we got anything else for a CEO job? This is another ex-club here, anything else that would stand it?
Move on.
Oh no, move on.
Move on.
Moving on. Celtic Aberdeen.
Massive game up.
Barry Robinson's the last game you want to go to, innit? It's the last team you want to go and play the new at Celtic. But then again, it's a challenge. Barry Robinson's been a Celtic player, he knows what it's like to be a team going there. Sorry. Did he play against Celtic as well, Barry Robinson?
Yeah, he did United.
Aye. So he knows
So
it
he went to
both
Aberdeen as well.
ways. So it could be a wee shot in the cards there, Faddy.
No. He's saying that and you're just going, no.
No, but it's a game. It's a good one for Robbo
Test
to go and
himself.
that's what you want to be tested and going and playing against a team that, I mean, you don't want to go there expecting to lose. Of course you don't, but he'll feel that he can go and organise his team to make it difficult.
But when I watched St Mirren though, and I know the score ended up 5-1, but for up to 75 minutes, they had a go at Celtic, and by the way,
I think you'll have a go,
they were
Robbo.
excellent, and I mean excellent St Mirren.
Well, they can't go and do what they done
Right on it.
No.
in the first game back and sit back and wait to get.
No.
Aberdeen. Say, I know that they've brought in the two centre backs and that, but no, I think you need a game plan. You go to Park.
They can't sit back though.
Livy sat back and got
There's
outside
a
battle.
happy medium to
Aye.
find, but if you go gung ho, you go at Celtic, I'll just pick you off. So
Have you seen much of what does Barry Robson's teams look like?
I've not seen.
Nah.
I think the boy Agnew have a big say in it as well, because you know him, he's a top coach.
Yeah.
That's why he's been brought in there. You know, I think Barry he'll be good with the players because he is. I think you have got the gist of that as well. You know, he knows the game inside out, and he likes a laugh when you need to have a wee laugh. But I think behind him with Agnew that wee bit of experience. I think that's important. That if you're the figurehead, you've always got a wee bit somebody behind you that's experienced, kind of been there, done it. I think it's really important. It's all about the balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about. Even you go to Kettlewell, you know, who would he have in there beside him? But like Kettlewell and Robson, I leave the guys just take it towards the end of the season, you know, because
I think it's a wee bit different for Aberdeen though, isn't it? Because they're not in danger of going down.
no,
aye.
They want to get in the top six, but Motherwell, I'm not saying, but you can't just say after one result, look, we'll just have it to the end of the season. It shows that he's capable. I know we're going back to Motherwell, but it shows that he's capable. They can take the game on Sunday with a longer preparation, and it means they can take their time to decide, listen, he might be the man to take it to the end of the season. But I think with Aberdeen, it's Robbo's going to be in there till the end of the season.
What, has he been playing two up, Robbo?
I've not seen them.
Seen enough?
No,
Have you
I've
seen
not
any of them,
I've not
Derek?
seen
Nah?
them, no. Not seen them, yeah.
It'll be interesting to see him.
Mhm.
I would like to see. I think he will here go, Robbo.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have to.
Yeah.
I
He
think
might
they
have
have
played Duke up with
Miofsky.
Miofsky. He might have. I'm just trying to think of the highlights I saw the last time. He might have done that, but they're in good hands. So they are. But you're talking about the game. I don't see them. Again, that's it in my mind. What I have, and I know I was talking about the Rangers. Celtic players will be the same. They'll know they've got a cup final coming up. They want to be in that cup final. It's a big game. That's when you start to. The old adrenaline starts to go through the boy. You start to, I know it's terrible, isn't it? You start to see more focused, you're on it. Because you want to, do you know what to be playing a cup final? You want to be at it, ready for that.
They're at it every weekend.
I know.
They are
But you know what it's like when you've got that in the horizon, you know, a final. You know,
You're fucking at it.
aye.
I wish I'd played in the cup final, man.
If Keogh goes out, who do you go? Mida up or
I
Japan?
would go with Mida. I just think I seen him for Japan World Cup. He's, get a bit of pressure on for the front. Hoseby, but I think he will become really good. Listen, it's not to say he won't be good.
Is that O's brother? Oh.
I think he'll be really good side, but I think I would maybe have a wee hint and look for Hizbanovic to come back in, or you could bring a bad in and put Jota at the left. I would start with Mida up front for me.
You'll see with the selection. I think maybe get a wee run it. I like the look of him. I think he looks like he's going to be very good, physical. But he's got that where he backs in and the wee roll and the half turn, brilliant. So I think we'll see a wee bit more of him. I know he went with Maida when Kyogo went off, but I think we'll see a wee bit of him to see what he's all about.
Is there any word on Kyogo for the final?
I feel he's going to be fit.
Who's told you that?
Can't reveal that.
Saucy.
cannot reveal that.
Okay, mate. What one? Dundee United.
Dundee United, but we read in the fan debate the other day and I couldn't believe,
Dundee United fan was good.
aye, but I couldn't believe how much criticism Tony Asker's getting and Liam Fox. I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
Were you aware of this? Because I wasn't really
I've got Dundee United fans, so I'm aware of it. Dundee United pals, sorry.
So what is it, mate? Is it the appointment of managers? They don't like, they're not happy with Tony Asker?
Just, they've spent a lot of money. They've spent a lot of money in the last few years. And I think that might be not the final straw, but it's like you let Tony Watt go and you don't bring somebody else in.
Replacement of
Is that because they couldn't? I don't know. Tony Asker was on the radio the other day, kind of defending.
Did you hear it? It was quite.
Himself.
So what have they got striker wise?
Because
Fletcher and the wee boy Rory McCall.
But see when it came to what, we weren't. They never they weren't clear about it why he left. You know, they were asked the question: was it because he wasn't getting game time? He wasn't happy, or what is it? You know, it was a strange one because would you let Watt go? Absolutely not.
Well, if he's not good,
it depends.
Then you would get.
But then, see, right.
I'm not saying that he
was. When I'm
good,
listening, then I'm thinking, well, has he been a problem in the dressing room? Has he upset a few of the boys as well? Is the boys not happy? See, we don't know this. This is what they're privy, but that's why when you hear that the guys are.
But surely you know that 2 weeks leading up to the end of the transfer window that you're wanting this guy out and that you need to get somebody else in.
Get somebody in, and that's the frustration because you've not got somebody in.
You've got
let a talented boy go out.
It's difficult because if Fletcher's fit, he's going to play. So you're bringing somebody in that needs to be better than Tony Watt, but can't expect to play because you're not going to sign somebody better than Stephen Fletcher. So you're looking at a player that's at a club that's not playing to bring in, maybe on loan to the end of the season, a swap deal, whatever. But they're leaving the club to go and play, but they're not going to play unless Fletcher's injured. So it's not as easy, and there's no loads of strikers out there.
Do you want to know what as well might be is because you look at Ross County, they needed they get Murray, they get Brophy.
You've done right, you're taking out Eamon Brophy now.
But he wasn't playing at St Mirren. So
even
you're
if they
bringing a player that's...
St Mirren are flying, isn't they?
I know, but you're bringing a player that he's leaving there to play. That's my point.
But nobody's guaranteed to come and play.
See, you say there's no players out there.
No, but he's not got... If Fletch is fit for now at the end of the season, he plays every game.
As well, haven't they?
I'm surprised. Do you want to
know that
something?
often.
See, you're talking about players out there and all that. I don't know if it happened. I'm surprised that nobody went for the boy at Ayr United. I can
I think they did.
Did they have a wee nibble to see what it was?
I don't know who it was, but I think they were offered money for him.
Because you're looking for somebody, and then there's Murray, and obviously Brophy goes there, and I was quite surprised because I watched him. I thought, I'd take a wee chance on him, by the way. Knows where the back of the net is.
They went early though, didn't they? Brophy went quite early to Ross County, so I don't know if it was before that.
But that's how the frustration will come back to Dundee United. They'll go, well, why did you not go? Why have you let the boy Watt go? You've not replaced him. So I think that's where it's the wee bit of animosity.
I think it's where they are. Where they are in the league.
Yeah.
The fact that, they bring Jack Ross in, which I don't think anybody would have argued with that appointment. And then they obviously sack him and bring in Foxy, who has got a good reputation, but it's like you go for a experienced manager to somebody that's really inexperienced in terms of management.
He was also part of the Jack Ross team.
So they're maybe looking and saying, what's the plan?
That's part of the reason why he was kept. Because he says, I listened to the interview as well, because he says, because he knows the players, he knows what they're all about. But that's why he says he kept them.
Right.
So I think they're looking at it saying, they've spent all this money, and then they go and the fans, every fan, any club, when it's somebody that's appointed from within, they say it's a cheap option. So the perception is that that's a cheap option. Whether they thought that Liam Fox was the right guy or no, Tam Courts was the same, but Tam Courts goes and has a successful season. But I think they look at it and say, well, we're spending all this money and we can't bring in the manager that we want.
Yeah.
Whether he's the best option or no, that's the perception for the fans.
But a lot of people saying that they think it's now between Dundee United and Motherwell. Would you just go with it?
Looks that way,
I think so, aye.
Doesn't it? Definitely looks that way at the minute.
You never know, actually.
I don't think. It's a hard one because it will take somebody winning 2 or 3 games, or going on a wee run that just edges them out a wee bit and keeps other teams in. I'm going for Motherwell will be absolutely fine.
Are you still Faddy?
Yeah. No, he's never.
They'll be fine.
Based on,
I would say their performance last night. I thought they were.
But then Dundee United have had good performances Hearts, and then they go and get beat at home for Kelly.
Aye.
So what difference is that for Motherwell having one good performance?
Because I want Motherwell to stay up. I want Motherwell to be alright. So if I project it, they've got to be fine. They'll be fine.
I always think back to Hibs. Nah, they'll not get down. They'll not get down. And they're the 2 legs with Aki's. They beat Aki's as well. You know, and then Aki's go to Easter Road.
Yeah, I remember it.
No, they're not. None of the teams are too good to go down. We've seen that before. I just think they'll have enough. Talk about Dundee United. Fletcher's brilliant. I think he's been excellent. Brilliant signing for them. What's next behind them? That's going to be a big problem for them. I look at it last night. You've got Van Veen and Obika up front causing problems. Aitchison come on, look really bright and lively. So I just think if they can tighten up at the back, they've got enough firepower to go and score the goals to win you games. And that's Kilmarnock, I know they've let their strikers go, Shaw and Lafferty, but Kilmarnock will win games. They'll win, particularly at home. They'll win games. So and Ross County have signed their strikers. So I'm sorry to say it, but you would fear that Dundee United are the team that maybe
and maybe the younger manager. That's what I was kind of looking at. I was looking more at the experience of maybe McInnes. Will be able to just steal them, clear that.
Kilmarnock will win games.
Stuart's job here. You're talking about the 2 boys up top for Motherwell. That'll be his job to manage them, to get the best out of them, make them feel good about themselves, so to produce on the park.
I went missing it in the last 10 minutes.
Huh?
I think so. No, done alright. Did you watch the Man City Arsenal game?
No, watched it, mate. By the way, I've never seen Man City kick the ball so much in my life.
Mental, couldn't believe it. And by the way, it was effective, I know.
There's at least possession of it for years, I know.
I watched the Chelsea game. The chances Chelsea had last night.
Did they? Aye. Because he's under a bit of
the reason I watched that game, I like Bellingham. I tell you what, never had the greatest again, but he puts his shell about the ball.
The wee boy scored good, didn't he?
They were corner kick, aye, and right up the park. It was a great game. Chelsea
Arsenal were the better team, mate.
Good goals, weren't they?
I think there's one shot on target. And Man City, I mean, they scored 3 and they should have scored another 2 after the line.
Did you see the skirmish at the sidelines? They're talking about De Bruyne
and Arteta.
What happened?
Arteta.
He's only saying that because his pals no playing.
No, he didn't. He was at Man City and he was like me at Man City. The way I'm at Broomhill, that's what he was like at Man City. Didn't he pipe up at all? Knew he's at the big man. De Bruyne's seen all that before.
Don't ever do that again.
No, I should compare yourself with Arteta. No, look twice.
Just that young Arteta. When you branching it on your
Man City will go and win it now, wouldn't they?
Is that what he's like because?
Well, what?
The antics in the sideline.
He goes off. He's not mate. He's battered a few boys this year.
Few managers sit back down to see me, didn't they? No, but my God, Man City. I didn't like, I'll tell you, I'm going to make it quick. I didn't like Arsenal's antics last night, 20 minutes staying all that in the crowd. Still a lot of football played. It wasn't the last game of the season. It was almost as if they're all built up. Nah.
Did you do that at the Broomhill? Fans it?
I like jumping him, that's what I did. I love jumping him. Even when they score, I jumped him.
Man City will win it, wouldn't they?
They'll win it. He's just not playing it in the Etihad, I don't know. He must get Kieran Tierney back and they're not getting any grit in the team after without him. I've seen Will Ferrell meeting some of the Liverpool players. I'm going to ask you, because I think we've done this before, haven't we? Who's the biggest celebrity you've ever met?
Good question.
I've asked that. Well, usually I can't get
it. I'll give you one, right? And I don't know. You might not class him. To me, he was, right? One of my favourite bands when I was
wait.
Marty Pello.
I
love him. But not just Marty, the whole band. Aye. I loved it. So they took us behind the scenes at Glasgow Green. It was amazing. But
I get told a story, it's unbelievable, under the Clyde Tunnel, and I don't know why you like him actually after this. Ian McCall fucked the wet tape out the window. Did you listen to it?
Raging by the way.
You got both from it,
so wasn't happy with Call about that. Aye.
But wet, and fuck, imagine if somebody done that in your motor.
What's your favourite song? Case we blast it.
Aye.
Caught up in your wishing well.
No, it's a few.
No, Breakfast at Tiffany's.
I missed it.
Can I hear
Breakfast at Tiffany's? Wait. What? I said, what about
I'm going to get your name.
Fuck off.
I don't know if anybody else. I don't know if anybody else is the same age as me in here, but if I was to say the word Kathy Lloyd, now you'll go, who's she? She was a paid street lassie away back in you're nodding your head there, I wonder if he knows her. And it was in the Browns club down in London.
Two Browns?
We're in the George Michael. Well, Jeff Browns again. It was Browns. George Michael. I couldn't get near George Michael.
Did you see him? Fair
see him, but you're just getting held off, man. You're trying to be Scottish guy trying to get through. But Cathy signed me.
I used to
She
play
signed a tenner. And I produced a tenner, signed page 3 last
Did you
year.
gear it, no?
What?
Did you gear the tenner after it, no?
Certainly not.
No,
Back
keep it
up
right
the
back.
road.
Did you gear?
Sit on your myth.
I used to
Did
play
gear.
breakfast at Tiffany's every morning.
No, for me,
It's
Jay.
the name of Tiffany's, but that's terrible.
Wait,
Look who's back. Somebody's just sent us on Instagram, Del.
What is that? Oh, it's a wee dog's joke.
White
White
dog
job,
shit.
There you go.
back.
It's back. It's...
My dad must have let out his bag.
Now he's got the internet, he doesn't need to sit and snatch dog shit.
Mine's is a cracker.
Right, wait,
See, I need to hear this.
When we were at when I was at Everton, one of the investors owned Planet Hollywood, so we had Rocky in the dressing room before the game.
Sylvester Stallone, that's right.
That's top
Brilliant.
notch. Does Gordon Ramsay count?
No,
That's
it
a
doesn't
cracker.
fuck.
Come on.
No, that's a good, you know.
I used to show, tried to show him the ropes at Ibrox for 6 months, then he just
He was
disappeared.
honking, I think you've seen before he was
Pity you never got a wee few cooking tips
See,
after.
about 10 year later, I
See
hear
when he
him on,
does that
I
with the
hear
bread
him on
and
the
calls it
telly.
an idiot sandwich. That's
He's a hero, isn't it?
incredible.
I think he made the right choice.
Aye,
I
aye,
just,
aye.
you know,
Just
he's done
a
no
bit.
bad for himself.
Do you know who I met at MK Dons? Stephen Mulhern.
The magician.
Mate, he was brilliant. He was swaggering about not as if he was somebody, and then right beside
I
him.
love what is it, in for a penny? My two boys love that man. Funny as
And
well.
then right beside him, we were having breakfast, Rafa Benitez and somebody else, and we thought Benitez didn't have a job at the time, and we were all sure he was getting an MK Dons job, but he would never have got that job. Good story that one. Eh?
So, but Benitez was in MK Don Stadium for breakfast.
Aye, Benitez
What
was.
was he eating? He's a fryer, isn't he? Double everything, man.
No, it was two fat sausages, the link sausages, just two of them on his plate. Genuinely. I swear he had that. Do you know who else was there? Guillaume Balaguer.
Oh, he's a wee
tit, I
waiter,
know.
man. Yeah,
Can't listen to that wee guy, but they two were doing an interview. So, any other celebrities you've met?
Celebrities have met.
Bit of honours. Through this.
I think
Who's the one with the biggest aura about them when they walk in? You know right away
There he's
that there's got that something about them.
I'll tell you this, Jerry and him, I've never felt it. I don't want to name drop it, but see when I met him for the first time, I've never felt
You
it.
were tight, weren't you?
No.
You were tight.
Hated me, but see,
You went on
Jerry's-
holiday, not you
Nah,
were in Tierney.
no way. But, hello. See when you, because we've met. Listen, no, but like Lewis Capaldi came to the show, not guys like that, and but with him, I've never felt an aura around somebody ever.
Right?
What about him snogging Harry Styles?
Who Jerry Simon?
No, who's Capaldi? Good. We watched it. We went to transmit, and Jerry let us go backstage while he was playing. So we were side of the stage. He was throwing up and down with the bucket bottle before he went on. That was good to watch.
Oh wow! I honestly,
Preparation for a big
I've never
gig.
felt it like that.
Is it cause he's different?
Aye, he's like a.
Because it's like he doesn't.
Doesn't give a fuck.
No, and he's got that a bit.
Oh, that's social. He doesn't care about social media.
Aye.
Capaldi's a hero himself, isn't he?
No,
He's not got that aura. He's just a pure nice guy, mate. Just one of them. You've met him,
Funny
haven't you?
boy. No, I disappeared that day.
Where did you disappear at?
Well, just out and about, Glasgow.
Do you know who's got some aura about
I
her?
met.
And I'm not joking. And I met her, you laugh at Alison Hammond, I swear to God.
No, mate.
She was in the cafe and all at MK Dons.
What the fuck was that? MK Dons,
Was
man.
this on the same day?
What was she eating?
I like her on this morning. Just good with her
What
hilarious.
was she eating?
No, you know with that big laugh of hers. Does you're not in dinner. Right, sorry, let's go to the football. Right, I'm going
Who else is in this cafe?
Who else famous has been in that cafe? Exactly.
For that either.
You look like the MK Dons chairman, actually, that Pete Winkleman.
See his son? His son told me about
Dean
that
Langton, innit?
No, Dean Langton did look like
His dad's Ray Langton, sorry.
The boy, I fucked him out of my flat.
How?
He was talking a lot of shit. I mean, I can't listen to you.
Wait
Anyway,
a minute, sorry, how did the chairman's son end up in your flat?
he picked the...
Oh, if he grew his hair.
That looks more like him, Capaldi.
Mate, his boy's the exact same as that, only with blonde hair.
Right, and how did his boy end up in your
So his
flat?
boy used to pick up new signs for the airport or the train station, and he took me to the flat and he was fucking babbling on a lot of rubbish. I was
Do you
like,
think
"You
he's
need to
actually
get
worried about the way he looks? Guys,
No,
like
he
that.
doesn't.
What does Sylvester Stallone talk to you, or?
I come in the dressing room when boys were getting stuff signed.
What
And,
was he like? Was he alright?
aye, he was alright, aye.
I don't
Was
think...
Kravis in there?
Oh, I don't know.
He did, alright, Rocky
he'd
lad.
He'd have flung him out of the
I hide
treatment
the
table.
form, innit?
So it was
Did he
weird.
do any like cheesy quotes in it? It's not hard to get hit on it before the game.
No, but he came in the dressing room before the game. then I wasn't playing, so I was raging. But then he kept went out in the pitch at half time and all that.
So I drank the bottle, wasn't it? He didn't like it.
Waving the scarf.
Remember he drank the bottle like that? Remember?
No.
Anybody else for you?
I was on the pitch, mate. I was on at this point.
Dale, what about you and the other ones? Just before we move on to Cooten.
No, it's the ones I've spoken. The ones that just flash into your head at times. So I'm quite happy with that.
No, that's a cracker, right?
Aye, sure.
Just trying to get you that radio, eh?
Aye.
Can't
Don't rub it in.
It feels like the time is up, innit? Even it just feels like you've had your time at the radio.
Since McIntyre took over, Dickie Gordon was a big fan of yours. You were on every week.
It's a cracking run
So
you
you're
had.
Gard now calling it.
No, was
Boy,
it?
Kettlewell.
You can't go on, you had a great fucking time, didn't you?
Hey, you done well.
Time to retire. Yeah.
You on this week?
No.
Aye.
What game you done?
Air United.
Against the...
I don't know.
Radio's mad now. I didn't think the radio would have had much life in it when all the social media came out, but it's actually not bad, isn't it?
Do you want to know what I've loved about it? See, just getting up every Saturday morning knowing I'm going to a game.
Aye.
Because it's a continuation when I was playing. I loved a Saturday morning and I loved having a game.
And they've took it away for you.
No, he's on. He's in there.
That's terrible.
He's in there.
Right, here we go. I'm going to go with you, Faddy. Well, Hibs Kelly.
Was it?
What a start.
Hibs.
Oh, that was straight away.
Kelly have got a poor away record. I know that there's always a chance for it to turn, but I think Hibs will win. But listen, before we go, my picks are rotten every week.
Wow.
So if
That's got
you maybe put an opposite
Here,
up for me. Put an opposite. I'm going for Hibs, so back Kelly if
Here's
you're
another
watching.
one. It's a cracker. Dundee United St Johnstone.
Eh,
Who's your famous fan for Dundee United?
Famous fan. The lassie done. Aye, Lorraine.
Well done, me, man.
There you go.
St Johnstone.
Oh. Wow,
Lorraine
massive.
Kelly. You met her?
Oh, I'd love to, but Livingston Rangers.
I know.
Oh, I think there's a chance for Livy to get a result. I'll go for a draw. Go for a draw.
And last but not least, I want to say my low heart, but I know
I'm going to pick
St
Motherwell.
Mirren Ross County.
They're all kind of toughies, by the way.
Aye,
See, to be fair,
that is a tough one.
isn't they?
Ross County have kind of changed as well. Got their two strikers on. I'll go for a draw on that as well.
Good. Right, Derek, Dundee United v St Johnstone.
Lorraine Kelly.
Who's your famous St Johnstone fan?
I know this.
Cosgrove.
There's a few in there. Ellie Barber.
Aye.
Uh,
That's your bucket, isn't it? Your
there you go. Livingston v Rangers.
Rangers. But it'll be, again, a right tough game. So I think Rangers need to be at their best because they will have a reaction, Livingston. But Rangers need to be at their best to win that.
Rangers fan, Matty Pello was, wasn't
Yes, a few of the other guys, Clarkey as
he?
well.
Down at Ibrox.
Aye.
Coming to Ibrox.
Aye, they used to go to other games and that.
Good.
So
Any famous Livy fans?
good
there?
good lads. Livy fans, any famous?
Aye.
That's a hard.
Jim Leishman.
I'm going to give
let him speak.
I'm going to give you this actually. Motherwell v Hearts on a Sunday.
Going to go with Hearts. Summer. No, I'm going to change my mind. That's a 2-each draw.
Draw, very
There
specific.
you go.
Two-each
That's
draw.
fine. That just came into my head.
Any famous Hearts fans on your is Dougray Scott a Hearts fan? I think he is. Or is he a Hibs fan?
Might be
You know
a
how
Jambo,
Dougray
no?
Scott? I think he's maybe Hibs. Has he Hibs spent? He's Hibs fan. Bastard.
Is he?
How many? Go on, rhyme off all the famous
Oh,
Hibs
there's a
fans.
few Hibs fans in there.
Proclaimers.
Proclaimers.
Aye.
Judy Murray.
Judy Murray. Andy
Judy-
Murray.
Jamie Murray.
Hey, by the way, doesn't matter. I can add that. Judy Murray. Spent an evening with Judy Murray.
All right.
So I did, yes.
Valentine.
Was this your
Aye, no,
celebrity?
brilliant.
Is she?
Aye, she is top notch.
Can imagine
I
that.
loved her.
Is there any famous Hearts fans when you played down there?
Not really. No. Something will come into my head.
Famous Motherwell fans, Cowan.
2 each.
Sam Cowan.
Cowan. Aye.
Stephen Hendry, no Hearts fan.
Yes.
Wow.
So
what
he
a
is.
shout
That's
that
a good
is.
shout. You.
Remember he said, who the fuck is Paul Slaney on his Twitter? So he did.
Were you buzzing?
Buzzing.
You were raging, weren't you?
Happen again? Oh, because John Higgins' podcast went and I gave him a imagine Stephen Hendry.
What did you say about him?
I said that
It's a flash in the pan, you
Flash
called
in
him.
It was just a decade, wasn't it? Flash the pan for 10 years.
It's the last place you want to get into a fight in a snooker hall. You
Oh,
want to get
fucking
in
hell.
it, innit? It's everything
Balls
nicking
of
about, man, innit? Cues of the heat, innit?
Steve Maguire went to my school.
Did he?
Aye.
Oh, that's a good
Aye,
question.
same
Says what Higgins did it.
Who was the most famous person at your school?
Matt Fullerton.
Was it?
Bobby Lynn.
Jim Bett. Do you remember Jim Bett?
No.
It was one of my heroes growing up at Rangers. I love Jim Bett, the way he played.
Went to your school, didn't he?
Yes, Jim Bett.
Jerry Britton, I think, went to my school.
Jerry
Did I
Bett.
get him fucking started on Jerry Britton? Fuck's
Yeah, I
sake.
love Jerry
His wife's a
Britton.
teacher at my old school.
Yes.
Did you? Steve
Clever-
Maguire's more
clever
famous than
family,
Jerry
that,
Britton.
isn't
too.
Marcus Fraser, I think, went to the same school as well.
Huh?
Obviously younger.
Huh? What about you?
Jerry Butler.
Jerry Butler went to your school?
No, sorry, James McAvoy.
Did he? That's the biggest
Close,
thing.
wasn't it?
That's what we
Just a Scottish actor.
It came to the
Compton.
Campson, there you go. I've got a great photo with the boys. Maybe Campson.
See the places we've took you, wee man. Eh?
Thanks very much.
Last game, Hibs v Kilmarnock.
I'm going to go with Hibs as well, Faddy. Just Kelly's away form. Struggling. I know they've got the win in the cup, which was a wee bit of a surprise, but I'm going to go with Hibs. Got too much firepower up top.
Yeah, what you on for it?
What you just said a minute ago.
I know, boys in a bit.
What's the most awkward? What's the most awkward?
You're getting things getting fired at the left, right,
Balls
and
fired at
centre.
you. Aye.
Before we go, what's the most awkward meal you've ever had with somebody?
Awkward meal. Oh, that's a good question.
Mine's is
actually.
fucking daily, mate.
God, aye.
Mine's is daily when I'm sitting having dinner face to face with somebody. It's fucking horrific.
How?
Don't know, so when you look at you and you're eating.
Are you, see when you eat, do you make a lot of noise?
No.
See, my worst thing, see
I nibble.
people that
He
eat
doesn't eat
soup,
the crust
they
on his
slurp-
pizza.
do you slurp your soup? No, no.
My dad's the worst tune in the world, mate.
Oh, I can't.
Love to see you back.
He's a biter, your dad. I thought your dad was a biter.
I need to walk out.
You need to batter fucking my dad.
I want to see your dad's pubes.
What? When see when it's just you and Luke, is it awkward? Is it alright?
No, that was great. That
He's
was.
not running things to talk about.
No, we just sit and yap away. But you end up
Me and my
talking.
dad 10 minutes, mate, and then it's settled.
Because you,
It was a good phone call with your dad, innit?
Oh, how many awkward silences is there in there? You watch your football weekend.
See when your man goes, you want to speak to your dad? Like, fuck's sake, man. For each day, just tell me text us, man. That's the worst.
I remember I left Lennoxtown and I was walking down to get the bus and Lenny drove by. I put my zeros, I'll give you a lift to the West End. I turned it down.
Oh, mate.
Imagine that full journey for Lennox, turned it down. It's a great decision that though, innit?
No, it's a terrible decision.
Big Jake said that. He said he signed for Rangers at Money Park and he had to drive with Walter to Ibrox. He said, didn't have a clue what to say to him, man.
Aye.
That's an awkward one, that.
True.
Fucking long journey, that.
What's your most
Paul Hartman, like me and him, I was fucking having one. I think I went to a reserve game, something happened and he had to drive me back. See when you're, he hates you're fucking hopeless and you're
that's the
driving back on me. That was terrible. I think he was on the phone for the full fucking journey so he didn't need to talk to us. That was an awkward one, mate.
Emu call let me go air and the next day I was crossing the traffic lights and he drove by and he threw us like that at each other. Rubbish.
Have you had that in the motor with the manager?
In the
Just the
motor
2 years?
manager?
Just the 2 years.
No.
Can't think.
But I used to enjoy getting into with Souness. I used to enjoy getting hauled in with him.
What,
Sitting
that?
him.
You what?
Just to be
Just to annoy him.
I can't wait for you and that. I love that.
Aye.
And would you give him a bit like?
I've sort of Bosmer used to come in, the physio. Phil Bosmer, he was the physio. So he was kid on physio. He used to come in. And then, but Souness was great, 1-to-1. That's what I was trying to say. You see when he was going on, see 1-to-1, he's brilliant. But this is my opinion. When there was other people in, then he would change a wee bit.
Don't like that.
No. Just act a wee bit. And I was like, fuck's sake, come on. Peace.
So wait, what were you going in for? Because you won the point.
Can I already see, but that's totally wrong thing to do with me. He should be able to do what he wants. And I was only a bit.
I think you was just expecting all it,
because you know a wee bit, because I knew a wee bit with talking to Mickey Weir.
Yeah.
You were young and fiery and all that, and I get that, and that's, but see if you just had an older head, a wee bit more in hindsight, and just kind of.
But you learn that, don't you?
Aye,
You
I
learn
know,
that.
but
If you weren't like that, then you would think, I wish I'd have done that.
that's how when the one-to-ones, you're saying like, I run out of things to say to my dad. I feel like I'm with my dad when I'm with Lewis. because he's that mature compared to me.
He is a mature boy, isn't he?
Compared to me, I'm the one that wants to
Fuck a
talk
bit.
nonsense.
Me and my dad went into Motherwell when I was before I went to Celtic. Craig Brown, Archie Knox and Leanne Dempster. Leanne Dempster went like, Leanne Dempster went like to me, Paul, you shouldn't go to Celtic, you should stay here, you'll play every game. Craig Brown turned up, you're the fucking manager. Oh my God.
How good's that for Craig Brown?
Brilliant, isn't it?
Slaney.
My stories would be fucking brilliant, didn't they?
Hey, Slaney, he's raising me. Remember I was talking to you before it? I don't think we says it in camera. I don't know, I can't remember doing it. You get fizzy red wine over in Italy. No, it's lovely. So it is. It's they're Lambrusco, it's lovely. I put it in the freezer, forgot about it. Exploded. So that great 2-3 days went downhill because I got a text from last night, absolutely raging by the way.
It exploded in his freezer.
Aye, so he's not happy with me.
I've had more awkward ones for you.
More awkward.
At Celtic, did anything happen?
Nah.
You talk to everybody though, don't you? You don't really get like that. Faddy, any awkward ones for you?
I can't think.
Chairman at Swindon.
Somebody that's with me will say I was awkward, but I can't think it'd been awkward.
Your chairman at Swindon was quite busy, we'd always want to talk to you and it was always awkward, mate. Why do you speak to fucking chairman a bit?
David Murray, that was quite awkward. I felt kind of wee fought with Souness and Dave. I had to go through to Edinburgh with David Murray and lunch and the wee secretary serving, you know, and I'm just sitting there, what if I go and come with David Murray? But he was telling me to screw the napper a wee bit, you know, and just settle down. But Chairman Wallace Mercer at Hearts was brilliant. I loved him. So he did, and I know a lot of people didn't.
What did you love about
him? Is just the way he was for you. 1v1, he was just a great listen, and he loved Hearts, enthusiastic, but he would give you probably what you want. See if you're looking, because I was just sometimes want a wee conversation, but his first things that come out, he says, are you looking for some more money? And I'd be like, I'm stupid enough to say no, you know, and I'm like, no, it's everyone's fighting, but he liked a wee conversation. Aye.
Danny Wilson was brilliant, our manager at Swindon. We went away to London for the week, we met to be trained, never trained once. Dumped the bags down, he's like that, down in the bar, anybody wants to come down. I was right down, mate, first down, and he was down. Other boys got showered and got changed, we just went straight down. Me and him sat for about an hour, played under Brian Clough, sat, told you stories. I fucking could have sat there all day with him. He was brilliant.
That's brilliant.
Have you seen Daniel Sturridge? Have you seen his videos?
No.
He's lost the plot, mate.
What's he doing?
You need to see it.
Oh, what about Hingley's Eubanks?
The dancing?
Did you see it?
Champions League round of 16. Bayern, they're gonna munch on Munich versus
Gonna munch on Munich.
PSG. We have Mbappe it up. Give it.
Faddy's face. What? Man.
On the other hand of that, we have Leroy Sane, Kingsley. Come on, mate.
What?
I'll tell you his name.
That's amazing.
It's going to be end-to-end stuff.
What is it then?
Lost the plot, mate.
Bayern Munich will come out on top. And next
Did you obviously talk about games and doing it in a different style?
AC Milan versus Tottenham Hotspurs. Frank versus June. Rafael Leao, the twisting and bisting who could be the Mr. to your sister.
Son in China. That's brilliant.
Also go with the counter football style of
That is class.
Brilliant,
Aye, I quite like that.
I think you should do something.
That's all.
Naked.
What is it? What is that
That's
for?
brilliant.
Is that just him?
That's his TikTok, mate.
Is it?
Yeah, my big fella's getting fed up with us. Come on.
Aye, come on,
Sorry.